Right guys, Gaft is back with the explanation to the Harry Lorayne out of this universe card trick. It is a very simple card trick. I think my battery's dying. It's completely self-working, but you do need to set up the deck in a all red cards, all black cards. So you've got 26 red cards, 26 black cards. In my performance, I got the spectator to mix up the cards. So what you need to do if they're going to give the cards a mix is grab any card. I use my trusty Jack of Spades and we're going to crimp it face down, which is basically putting your thumbs in the middle, two fingers on the bottom and just applying a bit of pressure and dragging your fingers through. It just puts a nice sort of buckle in the card. It does not damage the card. This will come out naturally over time, but it's just a way of being able to locate this card at any point. So what you'll do is you'll get the red pile, these are all red cards, you'll drop your crimped card and then all the rest of the black pile on top. You can then get your spectator to cut the cards. As long as they give the cards a cut and complete the cut, they can do this as many times as they like. They cannot shuffle the cards, but they can cut the cards. When you get the cards back, you can give them a sloppy shuffle, I think it's called, which is pushing cards off the top, push cards off the bottom onto the top, push cards off the bottom onto the bottom, cards off the bottom onto the top, off the top onto the bottom. It's a bit confusing. To spectator it looks like you've mixed up the cards, but you haven't done anything to the order. They are still all red, still all black. So you're going to push cards off the top, you're going to push cards off the bottom onto the top, you're going to push cards off the top onto the bottom, and then push cards off the bottom onto the top. Basically you're just cutting the cards in a very funky way. You can then give the cards a cut and you can just find your crimp, cut the, oh god, find your crimp, cut the cards at that crimp, and you will have all the black cards on the bottom and all the red cards on the top. You're now just going to get them to deal these into 4 piles. It doesn't matter how these cards get dealt down. You can put multiple cards on each pile. I wouldn't do more than 2 though. So just get them to deal them down in a random fashion. It does not matter as long as the piles are roughly equal. So they will deal these cards down. And then you can get your spectator to get you to shuffle these cards in any way you like. You can shuffle this packet with this packet, this packet with this packet. It makes no difference. So I'm going to shuffle these 2 together. Push them all in. These are proper legit shuffles, there's nothing dodgy going on. As long as it's a fairly decent shuffle, it should be fine. And we're going to push them all in. You will then get your spectator to deal them into 2 piles. But like I say, you can alternate which way you go. It does not matter. As long as they don't put more than 1 or 2 cards down, but they can alternate which way they go. I mean, they wouldn't want to deal 10 cards onto this pile then go to this pile. That might mix it up, but they can just do a random amount, look, until you've exhausted the whole packet. And then you will give them 1 more legitimate riffle shuffle. So we're giving 1 more shuffle, push them all in. You could even show the spectator the cards are getting shuffled. Now this is a sort of trick, after all that, there's no way these cards are in any sort of order. But you're just going to deal 16 cards onto the table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. A pile of 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And there should be 16 cards in this pile. Now you can say to your spectator, if you haven't got the 3 predictions, would you be surprised if there are red and black cards in this pile? They shouldn't be surprised that there are red and black cards in this pile. Law of averages, there are going to be red and black. But what if I could tell you exactly how many red and how many black? There are going to be 10 red and 10 black in this pile. If you've done this trick like I've showed you, this trick works 100% of the time. So 10 red, 10 black. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the rest of the cards will be black. Now, if you haven't glimpsed the bottom card and I screwed it up in my performance, it does not matter. You can say to your spectator, 16 cards in here, would you be surprised if they're all red and all black? They wouldn't be surprised, but what if they were all the same colour? Would you be surprised? They would be surprised. So you can turn it over and see if this is a red card, then these are the red cards. Every single card in this packet will be red. Likewise, in this packet, every single card will be black. That's how the trick works, guys. It is completely self-working. As long as you start out with 26 black cards, 26 red cards. I mean, you don't need to have a crimped card there. You could just start the trick by dealing the cards onto the table, but being able to give it a few cuts is a little bit more convincing, or the good old sloppy shuffle. Now we'll run over the sloppy shuffle again because I was even confusing myself. Let's get the cards in some sort of order again, just so that you can see it does work. Most of you guys know this shuffle, but to the layperson it will get them every day of the week. So we've got 26 red, 26 black. We're going to give them, oh, you're going to want to get your crimped card though if you're going to do this. So make sure you've got your jack or whatever card it is crimped, and that will be the bottom card of the top stack. Now you can give it, you're going to push cards off the top, keep them in a block, push cards off the bottom onto the top of this hand, push cards off the top onto the bottom of this hand, off the bottom onto the top of this hand. It looks quite confusing, so you're going across, across, under, over, under, over. You can then give the cards a cut wherever your crimp is, happens to be on the bottom, which is good. If it's not on the bottom, it will be easy noticeable, so you can just do a quick one-handed cut, put your crimp to the bottom, and now this will be all black and all red. Now that is quite a convincing little sloppy shuffle. I've done this a lot. People seem to think it's a legit shuffle, but it's completely not. So that is Harry Lorayne's Out of This Universe. Comment, subscribe, like, guys, and to the 2 comments I had that haven't seen this trick before, have fun with it, guys. Honest to God, you'll get a great reaction. It's a bit of a long-winded trick because you've got to do a lot of dealing, but the end result is well worth it. So comment, subscribe, like for more reveals, and we'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.